Okay, so here's how to isolate your lumbar spine in extension PAILs rails. So what you're gonna do is you can use a stick or something like that to put your spine in extension. You don't want it to be too big where it's like more of a global stretch instead of isolating just the lumbar spine. So you can also use your hands and put your hands right on your lumbar spine on your lower back. And then from here, that kind of puts you in a little bit of extension of the spine and anterior pelvic tilt of the pelvis. And then what we want to do from here is give some good isometric contractions to build strength and in range. So the PAILs contraction, I'm trying to come out of the stretch. So I'm going to think about trying to tuck my tailbone under and really drive my belly button into my hands. And what I like to do is try to push into the floor and think about pushing the floor away this way, okay? And that's going to give me a really strong contraction. So I'm trying to really push the floor that way towards my feet. I'm going to hold that contraction, which I can feel really good. Hold for the prescribed amount of time, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. If you're going to do more of an endurance hold, you can hold for a minute, 2 minutes. And then on a rails contraction, I'm going to try to untuck my tailbone even more. And I'm really trying to think about driving that tailbone back into the floor and think about pulling it the opposite way. So now I'm trying to pull the tailbone this way. And I can also think about trying to drive my belly button away from my hands. And I can feel a really strong contraction into my lumbar spine there. So I'd hold that for as long as I want to, prescribe the amount of time, really build strength there in that connective tissue, and then relax, and then you can repeat the process. An important point here is to make sure that you're just isolating that lumbar spine and just that specific tissue there and not the whole spine. So what you don't want to do when you try to tuck under is to really tuck under like this and get a lot of vertebrae moving at once. And then where the ribs kind of come up and you kind of crunch. And then what else you don't want to do, because you want to stay at in range too, so you don't want to move the pelvis too much. And then in extension, you don't want to flare the ribs and extend too much, okay? Because again, you're just trying to isolate that lumbar spine. So keep those ribs down. Really think about just driving that tailbone into the floor, trying to move just that.